Welcome to Infidelity Truths. Before we dive into today's gripping story, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more thrilling stories just for you. Let's begin.
It was a typical Wednesday morning when Mia's world turned upside down. Mia, a meticulous project coordinator at a growing marketing agency, had been buried in work for weeks. Client pitches, tight deadlines, and endless meetings had left her drained, so she decided to treat herself to a quiet breakfast at a cozy diner across town, a place she hadn't visited since her early days with her fiancé, Ethan. That small decision would unravel everything she thought she knew. Mia was a planner, her life neatly organized around routines. She usually grabbed coffee from the shop next to her office, but that morning, craving a change, she drove to the diner where she and Ethan used to linger over pancakes and dreams. The familiar jingle of the bell above the door greeted her as she stepped inside, the scent of sizzling bacon and fresh coffee wrapping around her like a warm memory. She settled into a booth by the window, ordered a stack of blueberry pancakes, and opened her laptop to review some notes. The soft clatter of dishes and hum of morning chatter felt soothing, a rare moment of peace. That as she sipped her coffee, her eyes drifted to the street outside. That's when she saw him. Ethan, who was supposed to be at his law firm preparing for a big case, was strolling down the sidewalk, his arm around a woman Mia didn't recognize. They were laughing, their heads tilted close, sharing a familiarity that hit Mia like a punch to the chest. Her hands froze around her mug, her heart racing. Was she imagining this? Her Ethan with someone else. She watched, unable to look away, as they paused outside a small bookstore across the street. The woman playfully nudged Ethan and he grinned, a grin Mia hadn't seen in months. They entered the shop and Mia's mind spun. Part of her wanted to brush it off, to believe there was an innocent explanation. But the knot in her stomach told her otherwise. Compelled by a mix of fear and determination, Mia paid her bill and crossed the street, her pulse pounding in her ears. Keeping her distance, she peered through the bookstore's window. Ethan and the woman were browsing, their hands brushing as they pointed at books, their laughter carrying faintly through the glass. Mia's chest tightened. They looked like a couple, comfortable and carefree in a way she and Ethan hadn't been in a long time. After a while, they left the shop and headed toward a nearby cafe. Mia followed, her mind a whirlwind of questions. Who was this woman? How long had this been going on? Why hadn't she noticed? Standing outside the cafe, hidden by a crowd, Mia watched them settle at an outdoor table, their hands entwined across it. The sight was unbearable. She turned away, her breath shaky, and headed back to her car. The reality was sinking in. Ethan was cheating on her, and she'd stumbled upon it during what was meant to be a simple break from her routine. That evening, Mia returned to their shared apartment, her emotions a tangled mess. Ethan was already home, greeting her with his usual "Hey babe," and a quick peck on the forehead. It felt like a lie, a performance. "How was your day?" he asked, tossing his keys on the counter. "Fine," Mia managed, her voice tight. "Just busy." They ate dinner together, Ethan chatting about his case while Mia nodded absently, her mind screaming with unspoken accusations. His ease, his normalcy stunned her. How could he act like nothing was wrong? Over the next few days, Mia wrestled with her next move. Confront him now, or wait for more proof? She chose the latter, needing certainty. She started paying closer attention to Ethan's habits. Late nights at the office, vague explanations about weekend plans, his phone always face down. The signs were there, subtle but undeniable. To confirm her suspicions, Mia contacted a private investigator, a decision that felt surreal but necessary. The wait was agonizing. Each day a struggle to maintain her composure around Ethan. When the investigator's report arrived, it was worse than Mia had feared. Photos showed Ethan and the woman, identified as Claire, meeting at hotels, restaurants, and even a weekend getaway. Timestamps and notes detailed their affair, spanning nearly 6 months. Mia spent hours staring at the evidence, her heart breaking with every page. The man she'd planned a future with had betrayed her, and the life they'd built felt like a fragile illusion. The next morning, Mia steeled herself for the confrontation. She waited until they were seated at their kitchen table, coffee mugs in hand, before sliding the report toward him. "We need to talk," she said, her voice calm but firm. Ethan's brow furrowed. "What's this?" he asked, opening the folder. His face drained of color as he scanned the contents, his hands trembling. Mia, I don't. She cut him off, her voice steady despite the ache in her chest. I just need to know why. Ethan's shoulders sagged, his eyes avoiding hers. I didn't plan this, he mumbled. It just happened. I was going to tell you, I swear. Mia's laugh was bitter. When Ethan? After the wedding? After we'd built a life on lies? He had no answer, his silence louder than any excuse. The weeks that followed were a blur of pain and logistics. Mia ended the engagement, moving into a small apartment to escape the memories tied to their shared home. Ethan tried to reach out, sending texts and voicemails pleading for a second chance, but Mia knew trust couldn't be rebuilt from such a betrayal. She focused on herself, throwing her energy into work and rediscovering passions she'd neglected. Painting, hiking, evenings with friends who reminded her of her worth. One afternoon months later, Mia sat in a park, sketching the vibrant scene around her. Kids chasing a soccer ball, couples picnicking, dogs bounding through the grass. A quiet warmth spread through her, a feeling she hadn't known in a long time. Hope. The betrayal had shattered her, but it had also forced her to rebuild, stronger and surer of herself. With a deep breath, Mia turned to a fresh page in her sketchbook, ready to draw the next chapter of her life, one where she was enough, just as she was.
Thank you, my amazing subscribers. Wow, what a journey. If you've made it to the end of this story, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Your support means everything to me. Every time you watch, like, and comment, you're helping keep this channel alive and growing. And trust me, the best is yet to come. I see all your comments. I feel your love, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Your thoughts and feedback inspire me to create even more powerful stories. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. More shocking twists, emotional journeys, and real-life lessons are on the way, and I don't want you to miss a single one. Together, we're building an incredible community, and I'm so grateful to have you on this journey with me. Stay strong, stay inspired, and remember, sometimes life's greatest lessons come from the most unexpected moments. See you in the next story.